I mean, the whole thing is creepy.
When you put it that way, yeah.
Right? Like, even in this last episode, Ethan talking about his sister's future sex life, I was like, why are you concerned with this? And why are you thinking about it and talking about it? That was so weird.
Yeah, extremely. And even the dad, like, yeah, marry my daughter. I want grandkids. Like, ew, she's...
Or when they finally kissed and he was like, yeah, go for it. Get it on. I was like, this is so bizarre, because they are all acting like seventh graders watching other seventh graders get married.
That's a great way to put it.
Welcome to Charmingly Toxic, where Prosecco meets psychology. And we're not diagnosing, but we are side-eyeing the charm, control, and emotional chaos. I'm Denise Caperso, licensed therapist and trauma specialist, here to unpack the toxic tropes from reality TV to real life with insight, humor, and zero judgment. Grab your glass and let's dive in.
I'm so excited to have my first guest on my first episode of Charmingly Toxic. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else but my college roommate, Joanne. So cheers.
Cheers, Denise.
To recapping this first episode of Salt Lake City, and then welcome to Plathville.
So honored to be your first guest. So incredibly proud of you for doing this. I'm very honored.
Well, thanks. So I just wanted to start a little bit with an overview. You know, the podcast is really going to talk about narcissistic abuse and abuse of power on reality TV, in most shows on Bravo, and documentaries on Netflix and other streaming services. And I wanted to bring my love for reality TV and kind of mesh it with my profession. So Joanne and I have been watching reality TV since day one in college. We started watching The Real World and The Road Rules, and I've never stopped. I mean, I still watch The Challenge.
Yeah.
So this is a great way, I think, to blend the two, especially when we're talking about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This franchise is a little bit different than the other franchises because there's this religious undertone and cultural undertone of Mormonism. And then Welcome to Plathville, there's this huge undertone of religion. And so both shows, the backdrop is a high control, high demand environment that these people were raised in. So I can see that play out when I watch it. And maybe, Joanne, you don't necessarily see what I see, but we definitely see all the nonsense and the hijinks along the way. So we're going to be talking about both.
Sounds good. And I love it when I can text you and say, well, what the hell's up with this person? Oh, yeah, I never even thought of that. Good point. So, yes, I'm excited to get into it.
So, Salt Lake City, this is season 6, episode 1. And hopefully anyone who's listening has watched other seasons of Salt Lake City. I think this cast is a pretty decent cast. What is your overall takeaway from episode 1? Or just this cast?
The cast is great. They've hit their stride. I thought it was really cute, really campy. I honestly think it's probably the best edited for comedic effect out of all of the Housewives.
Okay.
It was like, they know the assignment. They have to, well, except Lisa, but we'll get into that. But they have to do the trips together. They're charmingly toxic together, and it works for TV. So yeah, I thought it was an awesome episode. I loved it. And I don't know if you saw, like, John Oliver, basically, he was on Stephen Colbert saying, if you're not watching this, you're an idiot. They're the worst people in the world, and it's the best television. And then Ben Stiller on the red carpet of the Emmys said he's going to go back and start Salt Lake from episode 1 because he's a big Beverly Hills fan, I think, or something like that.
It is hilarious that they are so mean to each other, clearly hate each other. Like, clearly they're there for the paycheck and the fame. but the backdrop is religion and, being kind and having this perfect image of family, perfect image of business, being successful all around. So, but willing just to take each other down at any moment. Like there's really no loyalty amongst any of them. So what did you think? Okay, we're going to start out with this road trip, and before they even get on the road trip, they do that stupid hoax of Whitney being arrested
the
at
stripper thing. I mean, it was a funny throwback to the Jen Shaw of it all outside of what's it called? Beauty Lab. Heather's business, and then the stupid strippers come in. That was funny. But I also loved Mary's the narrator, and when she sets it up, the whole backdrop was very scripture. It gave very religious scripture, preachy. I thought it was pretty cool.
And we'll probably get into it later, but Mary had her own very culty church where she is the leader, and it was a legacy handed down from her family lineage, very high control group. And both churches, even though it's not in the Mormon doctrine, both churches believe culturally and spiritually in this prosperity gospel. I don't know if you know what that is. So it's the more money you make and you more tithe to the church, the closer you are to God, or God blesses you with more material things, the more money that you give to the church, and you're seen in this better light. And so it makes a lot of sense later on when he's talking about her failure in business, but we will get to that. But there's a lot of the more material goods I have, the more faithful and closer to God that I am.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we're supposed to believe that Mary set up this trip with Angie, and it was their idea to go on an RV.
Even though Mary, how many times when she said, I do not like this. I do not like
Yeah. And the RV was not luxurious enough at all. It looked horrible.
I thought it was sweet, but for these ladies, I mean,
no.
And the campsite, oh my gosh.
Do you think they're really going to sleep in that thing?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out next episode. But what did you think of the flashback to Mary with her grandmother when she said, my grandmother owned RVs and we would go on RVs, and they showed a picture of her with her grandmother?
I missed that, but I didn't watch it on Peacock.
I didn't either. It was on Bravo.
No, I missed that whole thing. That whole grandmother whole thing is so gross.
Very strange.
But also, so her grandmother was part of a church and owned
That's what she
RVs.
said.
Okay. So their ridiculous outfits for this campfire, where they're all going to cook their food over the campfire. What was that about? And do you think there was real food in the background? Because part of me thinks this was like so production laid out, and like they're really not going to eat that, and they're really not.
Yeah, like they didn't know they were going on an RV, but Whitney booked strippers to, how did they even know? Unless they assumed a Sprinter van. I don't know, but yeah, them eating hot dogs off of sticks, and Mary just eating a dry bagel.
Yeah. I was like, no, this is not true.
Oh my God. And when the stripper showed up, sorry to go back, but Mary said, no, no, no. And she said, where are the muscles? Like she was expecting hotter strippers, even though she was like, no, I want no part of this. Where are the muscles?
It's so funny because she really is like a comedic genius in the show, but like, I don't like her. But she is very funny.
Likable. That's the best part of the show.
They really are. And I was thinking about like, is anyone like truly happy and successful in that show? And the answer is no.
If they were, they're now in
the
5
answer
lawsuits.
is no.
What did they say about Lisa?
So yeah, let's talk about Lisa not even going on the trip. I know, at that teaser at the end for next week, we could talk about that, but she's just like, I'm not filming. I'm throwing a fit.
I don't know. She said she was very busy with Ben and Blake, right? And then they showed it was Ben Affleck and Blake Lively. But then I saw one thing said she was holding out for a larger contract, which is silly because they had already started filming. So I don't know that that's right. But then they insinuated it was because she's under 5 lawsuits. But when they showed Lisa, she's like, I'm not going because Bronwyn's going.
Of all the characters on the show, or people, whatever you want to call them, I think Lisa has the most narcissistic tendencies, and she hustles. And I think we're going to see this season the hustle catch up with her. I think that she's constantly moving money around, and it's going to be exposed.
Interesting.
That's like what I got from the previews for next week. But I did think that it was funny when Angie was like, look, we're all getting along. It's so nice that Lisa's not here. And Heather can be her authentic self.
Right.
So do you think Lisa and Heather are completely aligned?
I don't know. It seems like Lisa bamboozled Brittany a bit because Brittany was like her mouthpiece. Heather kind of stayed a little more quiet. So did Meredith. But Brittany seemed to be like taking up the cause for Lisa.
Brittany's too stupid to keep up with these women. She's
poor thing.
she just she just can't. But I think with the Heather Lisa dynamic, I'm like, who has more power? And I feel like Lisa runs the show on that. I don't know what she has on Heather, but
well, what do you think? It was giving Heather's afraid of Lisa like she was afraid of Jen Shaw.
Yeah. And I don't know why, because in some moments Heather comes across as like so strong and like funny, but in moments like that, when Angie was really calling her out, she like just kind of shies away from it.
Dumb. Oh no, I didn't. Everyone knows about the law. Give me a break. They all know every piece of dirt about each other. And she played dumb, like she had no idea that there were lawsuits against Lisa. Come on.
So I wanted to ask, okay, because I never watched this movie, but why is this like the Blair Witch Project? Like what's the camp on that? Like what are they trying to do?
It was cute. I don't know why, but Blair Witch was like the hype before people realized it was real or, staged, was that these were real kids that went into the woods to search for this witch. And this was found footage and they were never found again or something. Like they recovered their video equipment. And so that's how they told the story. So it was like,
so the whole thing
was fake. It was a whole movie, but people at the beginning believed that this was real. And the legend of that witch was real. Just like the legend, I looked it up, the legend of this Molly, what was her name?
Oh yeah, Molly something with an S.
Strappers. Yeah, that was real.
Sulverson, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what I wrote down. Oh, you know what I was reading?
She's real because I heard no one could find anything on the internet about her. You found it? Oh.
Oh my
what
gosh.
did it say?
Let me see if I still have it up. I looked it up earlier. Basically what Heather said to that guy too, that there was this woman who went to punish anyone who was sinning, any Mormon who was sinning.
Like I heard she left polygamy and then she died and haunts the canyon.
Yeah. Molly Sorensen was a fundamentalist Mormon that made it her mission to find girls that would come up to Provo Canyon to make out with their boyfriends or sin, and she would kidnap them. Although that is from BravoTV.com.
Yeah, because I read online and people are like, I'm searching the internet for this and I have found nothing of this myth.
Oh, she was our beloved Molly Rose Sorensen, age 6, died. I don't know. So
here's my question. If this whole episode is based on this Blair Witch concept and they all have these camcorders, are they really, like in the trailer, it shows them like getting lost, quote unquote lost? Like, do you think that's just all made up?
Because it has to be. Because the ending was very Blair Witch. Like that's how the one kid went down to this house where he thought he heard his friend screaming and he drops the camera and the camera's on the ground. Yeah, so it was
Oh,
very
this makes
extremely
so much more
similar to
sense.
what happened in the Blair Witch. But again, why? Like, it doesn't quite make sense. Cute idea, but I don't know that it.
So yeah, if this whole first episode is this campy concept, we really didn't get a lot of information from any of them, except the dynamic that happens when Lisa's not there.
Well, I think Heather, so Angie said something that what Lisa did was just as bad as what Jen Shaw did. And Heather freaked out. But then Heather said, Jen Shaw's exactly where she needs to be in jail. Now, we all know Jen Shaw's getting out early. I don't know when, but it feels like they're setting it up for her return.
To come back. They're definitely going to have her come back because they saw what the ratings did for Teresa when she came back, or the show. I mean, it's almost like, so maybe because Heather grew up Mormon and it's kind of taught in the Mormon religion, like that everything is just rosy and sweet and everyone's kind. And maybe Heather has these glasses on, these rose-colored glasses of thinking people just are as they appear. Like she can't see underneath that there's havoc going on or like manipulation. Sometimes I feel that, but other times I feel like she's kind of savvy and she's also a manipulator. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
Because for her to be stunned that Lisa was pulling some stuff, I mean, as viewers, we could see it for at least the last 2 seasons because Lisa is always scrambling and trying to create a different narrative.
I'm excited for her to talk about her threads.
Oh, yes, because they got so many screenshots of her last season of her face with no makeup. I wonder if they did that on purpose to just kind of stick it to her. But yeah, I am excited to see her new threaded face. That'll be good.
What do you think about Bronwyn owning up to the necklace thing?
Okay, so I also missed that part. I don't know how. But what did she say? That she really never bought it, never paid for it. It's really not worth that much money.
She said she cared too much about what people thought. So she, at the reunion, was like, I was going to wear it just to show you, look, I bought it, even though she never bought it. And Lisa knew that she never bought it. And so she sort of was like, I was being childish. I cared what they think instead of caring about my anniversary with Todd. It was more about like fitting in with these women kind of thing. So I thought, I mean, I don't know that it redeemed her, but I thought that was pretty humbling for her to kind of own up to it.
Okay. I think I have a lot of thoughts about her and I cannot wait for the season to unravel, right? To show what is really going on with her. But one thing about that necklace, which is true, is these women all fake they have more money than they do. None of these women, they're constantly leveraging and putting on this show. Again, that goes back to this prosperity. You know, like, look how much money I have. Look, and that adds to my great image in this particular society of Salt Lake City. So, but I don't think any of them do. I really think any of them have real money. Do you?
Well, no, I don't know. Jen Shaw seemed the most promising, but obviously that was like.
Yeah. Maybe Mary has like money, but I don't know if she was in a lawsuit about that church or not. I never really followed the story on when that church closed or what happened with that. So I'm like, who here has real money? Like,
I know. Meredith has a new DJ job. Is that?
I mean, what is that about?
Funding her lifestyle?
Yeah, because Seth can't. I don't know.
What if
I do not know.
Whitney admitting, you said we would get to it.
Yeah. So this is the whole thing. Them trying to keep up with the other financially, what it looks like, how much money they have, right? It's a desperate game. They're all in and they're really desperate. Like when you take a step back, you're like, more so than other franchises, I feel like these women are desperate to look like they are very wealthy and compete with each other in that desperate way. And always, I mean, other franchises jockey for position, but these women just seem more desperate in that to me.
Yes.
And I wonder if it's because they don't have a lot of power in their marriages or in their own life. You know, I want to see how this plays out with Whitney and Justin. I mean, if they lost all their money, if he invested all his money in this company and then she's trying to blame Brittany that it went down. No, your company was just stupid. Like, it was a dumb concept and that's why you have no money.
She had to lay off 30 people and it was successful and then it wasn't.
I mean, do we believe any of that?
It was just weird.
She might have had immediate success because she was on the show. And I think a lot of housewives have that, but then it falls off because the product isn't good or for whatever reason. People just want to say, I bought it because it's Whitney's or whoever's. Same thing with Meredith Marks' fake jewelry store in Park City. It's not even real. Have you been to it when you went to Park City? So my friend tried to go to it. I tried to go to it. It's never open. It's
really?
Yeah, it's
what about the caviar?
Oh, she's a caviar business? I don't know.
How does that work?
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. But I do think I need to show up with the most labels, the most glam.
It's too much. And you're right. Like, they just try to keep outdoing. And I guess it's sad. Women are like that in general too. Like, oh, what labels do you have? And well, I have this label. And
I mean, on this show for real, like we see it on Beverly Hills with Dorit. Dorit was like that, but that was part of her character persona. All of these women are like labels, 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 and the most ridiculous outfits, you know, Bronwyn included. And then Angie with that stupid dress with that bow.
I thought it was actually like on brand for her. It was ridiculous, but I thought it kind of worked.
I was like, I think I wore that to the prom in my junior year of high school. Not to that extent of the big bow, but similar.
And I just love that they're like in the woods, roughing it, eating hot dogs off of a stick in full glam and lip gloss.
I know. And I'm like, aren't you freezing? And is this normal for people in Utah to picnic in the winter? Like, I don't find that to be fun at all. And also like sex shaming each other, like in that whole, like, you suck dick for money. No, you.
What a weird cleanup.
I mean, they've all said that to each other in some way, shape, or form.
For money. I was like, whoa. And it's because my business failed. And that was like, what? That's a bit.
I don't know. I'm most excited to see Lisa come back and there be some financial thing going down with her. Also, it sort of alluded that her husband might have had an affair in the previews. Which I don't know. I can't really see that with him.
Yeah, I don't know. And I feel like when they tease it that early in the season, it never really is what.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see Whitney and Justin, how they navigate being poor. And I also want to see Bronwyn and this guy she's married to, who clearly has a lot of power over her. You know, it was so obvious last season. And he could be pulling the typical, here, be on this show so you can make your own money, and I'm out of here.
I think so. She's got quite the lifestyle. She was just photographed with, was it New York Fashion Week? With Christian Soriano and another.
Oh, New York Fashion Week is this week, I think.
Law Roach.
I don't know. So who are you excited to see? And I can't believe that Brittany, they brought her back. Why? Why?
I loved
it.
Heather was like, I don't think Brittany knows what argument we're having right now. Like, she just brings up something totally from left field.
And they all bully her. Like, it's just a pile on. I don't think anyone likes to watch a pile on.
They clearly cannot stand her. She speaks and they're all like, oh, rolling their eyes.
And she definitely needs the paycheck. So I just don't know why production was like, yeah, let's
Right.
bring her
We have
back.
an announcement to
I don't
make.
know.
We got engaged. We're not engaged. Oh, by the way, he's at the gym. He seems very single.
They were like just so cutthroat with her, like not mincing words. All right. Any other thoughts on Salt Lake City? I mean, if we want to talk about the toxic move of the week or the toxic person of the week on that show, I don't know. Who would you give it to? I would think Whitney or Brittany.
Their exchange was very awkward.
Whitney always tries to play the victim, but she's an awful bully online.
Her colorist needs to be fired.
Oh my God, right? What is that about? I thought maybe she did it because her daughter's a redhead and she was trying to like...
So it could be softer and definitely flatter her features more. The only thing that made me crack up too was all the donuts that were on that RV. I'm like, who's eating that? No one's eating that shit.
No.
Candy,
No one's eating
there were
hot dogs
huge bags
either.
of candy. Give me a break. You're right. They had to have food for them. Some other.
Yep. There's no way. All right. So let's move on to Plathville. Okay. So I've been watching Plathville from the beginning, but you're relatively new to it. And have you watched all the seasons or just
I
hit and miss?
watched most of the first season, I think a little of like the third or fourth, and then picked it back up midway through this season. So you are well more informed than I am, and I have lots of questions. It's just incredible.
So so season 1, mom, big time narcissist in the family, super controlling. They really were super controlled as children, not exposed to a lot, isolated on that farm, no sugar. Mom made all their clothes, homeschooled them barely. We know now, like she really didn't. So none of them have an education. I don't even think any of them have a GED, but I could be wrong. So kind of not preparing them for the world at all. And obviously the big trauma in the family when mom accidentally ran over the toddler, and how they all kind of coped and survived through that with no counseling. And also, I believe, I could totally be wrong, but I think they were kind of raised with this strict religious belief system about like a lot of rules, but I don't think they really participated in like a local church or anything. I think they would like take the kids and go away to like some religious like events, like maybe fundamentalist Christian events or something, but I don't know that it was like a huge part of their week. I don't think they went to church. So that's an interesting dynamic.
Extremely. And so now some of the kids are still younger. Are they raised the same way, or they can't be, right? Now that they're on TV, like they must have phones and social media and.
Right. So I think once, I don't know what season it was when Kim kind of went off the rails and was like, okay, I want a divorce and now I'm going to wear short skirts and I'm going to eat whatever I want and drink. I think her parenting style probably shifted a lot. And I don't really know if those little kids are homeschooled. I'm assuming they are. Maybe because Kim moved out. I don't
Because they
really
still
know.
have the family farm, but then they have the rental property, and then she in Tallahassee.
I can't keep track of where these people live because they're constantly moving. And does Kim live with the boyfriend?
That was her boyfriend at the wedding. I had not seen him before. Yeah. Okay. Because I was like, who is that dude next to her that she keeps making eyes with? Huh.
So let's just agree that the entire family is emotionally stunted. They all act like they're like 13, 14, every single one of them. It's so weird, creepy, and cringy on all levels. I mean,
it's bizarre. And okay, so Lydia's getting married to this guy. He's very religious. She's religious, quote unquote. They won't share a kiss until they get married. Ethan, the oldest brother, thinks he's gay, and then he has this fit and he starts throwing tables, and then he like peels out. Like, how you're 26?
How old are you?
Like, what are you doing?
So I think they sort of prescribe to the same church as the Duggars. I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's Institute of Basic Life Principles, and Bill Gothard is the head of it. And they have these, purity culture to extremism, where, you don't kiss until the wedding day. So Lydia wanted to really keep true to that. I don't think Ethan did when he was dating Olivia, or when they got married.
Well,
I don't think that he was that strict. And Micah, no, definitely not. But I just feel bad for Lydia. I just feel like she's so vulnerable, and again sees the world through these pink colored glasses where everyone's just pure and honest, and no one's out to hurt anybody else or deceive. And this is a perfect setup for her, especially when the brothers are saying, okay, this guy Zach, he's pretty controlling. People raised in that religion, controlling feels really normal. It feels really, it's not a red flag to them. And so it wouldn't be a red flag to Lydia, especially since she's very open to submitting to her husband.
Right. I wrote down, Kim isn't getting any child support from Barry, who embarrassingly said, I have Riz and look at my drip. That was so
What was he even talking about?
When he was dressed at the rehearsal dinner. Oh, yeah. I have Riz. You're like, stop trying. Stop it.
So I don't, in the state of Texas, you don't get child support if it's 50-50 custody. So it might be the same.
In Georgia/Florida.
Wherever they live. But they probably came up with the arrangement themselves, honestly.
I can't imagine. She can't pay for the lawyers for her DUI.
Yeah. So the whole concept of this wedding, the whole concept of Ethan and Micah feeling like they have to step in because they feel like this guy is gay because he doesn't want to make out with their sister the whole thing is creepy.
When you put it that way, yeah.
Right? Like, even in this last episode, Ethan talking about his sister's future sex life, I was like, why are you concerned with this? And why are you thinking about it and talking about it? That was so weird.
Yeah, extremely. And even the dad, like, yeah, marry my daughter. I want grandkids. Like, ew, she's...
Or when they finally kissed and he was like, yeah, go for it. Get it on. I was like, this is so bizarre because they are all acting like seventh graders watching other seventh graders get married.
That's a great way to put it.
Right? And then, so the episode before, or maybe two before, when Zach was getting ready to prepare this perfect engagement for Lydia, and Ethan and Micah are literally lighting the ground on fire and really trying to do this intimidation, power, and control over Zach. I got to give it to Zach. He stood up to them, but they are like hazing him in a very brutal way.
So then don't you think maybe there's some validity to... again, I didn't watch the whole season, but Veronica feeling the same way, and then Olivia saying that's how they treated her. I know Mariah made up something about Veronica. I don't know.
I almost think, I wrote this down, I almost think Veronica is a plant by production.
I could see that.
What does Micah see in her? I know he's used to like a very controlling motherly figure that's very opinionated and dominant, and he's obviously super passive. But I don't even see chemistry between them.
No.
Do you?
No, and she belittles him pretty badly. Like, said he's passive.
She's very abusive and slut shaming the other girls.
She met her once, and how dare you walk with that slut? That's just Terrible. I'm just going to feed the animals. Like you're making yourself look worse. You're making it awkward for everyone else.
Two things are just ringing in this type of religious upbringing. Like the homophobia is so insane. And so it does make me question a little bit, Ethan and Micah and their whole dynamic, and how maybe Ethan is trying to like prove this masculine energy
In a very childish way,
sexuality.
because he's stunted emotionally, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's just, and then I'm like, Micah, where do you fit in all this?
It seems like he feels, I don't know, why did they move to Boca? Like what's there? But it feels like he feels too separated from the family. And then Veronica's trying to obviously paint a picture that they're out to get her, which maybe they are. I don't know.
Yeah. I think she's just there to stir the pot. I don't think they really love each other. I think she's just there for screen time. And I almost feel like she auditioned for the role. And that is just my opinion.
What do you think of, I didn't watch, like how did Ethan and Olivia's marriage fall apart? Did it have to do with the family?
So Olivia was raised the same way in that strict religious group. And she started, how do you say the word? Deconstructing from religion. And Ethan was on board in the beginning. Like she was questioning a lot of like, why can't we drink soda? Why can't we drink a beer? Like we're married adults. Why can't we make our own decisions? Why do we have to be so close to your parents? Why can't we make choices independently without Kim? Why are our finances tied to Kim? And as it's going, he at first is totally on board, but then Kim kind of goes back and sucks him back in. And I think because a lot of his finances are tied to Kim, she controls his finances. And Olivia was like, absolutely not. So Olivia has always been really outspoken, gone on other podcasts about this family is so toxic and mom's at the head. And anytime one of the kids tries to break away a little bit, like move to Boca or wherever they move, or to LA for a little while, she kind of gets them to come back for some reason. Because this is happening, so come back. And they kind of get sucked back into that.
Interesting. So whose idea was it to do the show?
I think it was mom's. Because I think they had pitched or had another series maybe on YouTube about like how they're all musically gifted.
Oh, yeah. I remember that in the early seasons. They were in the family band or something.
And she wanted them to be a known family, which is hilarious since she never let them watch TV. But
what about Mariah?
I mean, obviously, she does not look like any of the others. I just look at her and I see like trauma and red blinking lights.
Wow.
My guess is, I don't know, something must have happened to her when she was younger that we don't know about, or maybe she had maybe she was like on the scene or nearby when her brother, got run over and killed. Like something is different about her than the other kids. She seems so incredibly fragile.
Physically and mentally, right?
Yes, like just right on the edge. And she's another one that says, okay, I'm going to spend time away from the family, but then I'm going to come right back. Why does she want to move to Montana? Do you know? Or did she say?
I didn't quite understand.
The other thing too, you have to remember with these kids, right? None of them have an education, and I think they just hustle. I think they just pick up jobs where they can, which makes me sad for them. And it's kind of scary. Like who's guiding them through their financial adulthood? How are they investing or saving money? Like, I don't think they've been taught any of this. And I think in the beginning of the show too, it was set up where mom and dad were getting paid and not distributing it to the kids. much like the Duggars. So parents benefiting from the kids being on the show, but the kids not getting paid. I think that might have changed now.
So Kim is an alcoholic, or I know she got the DUI and she's struggling with getting her head above water financially because of that. And Barry doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I think, first of all, I mean, I know Kim's open about talking about her past but did you see her drinking this season? I don't know that she is.
Well, they shared champagne with Lydia and Zach because Lydia's 21.
But was it real? I mean,
know.
a lot of I can't see Lydia drinking alcohol.
Yeah.
It might have been fake champagne.
And that's when Barry was all about grandkids, and Kim was like, do you know how that works? And like, oh God, it was so awful.
The whole wedding kissing scene, them skipping around the lawn together, just giggling through the whole thing. I'm like, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. And then are they going on a mission trip to Germany? And like, how are they going to pay for their lives? I mean, hopefully she's getting paid from the show, but that's another concern. Like, if you're doing mission work, usually they fundraise to go on the mission.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm excited. So next week, I assume, is the finale then, the incident.
No, there's 4 more episodes.
Oh, I just want to know what happened.
So you see that in the trailer for next week, or that Ethan beats the shit out of Micah.
Isaac. It was
Isaac?
No.
Are you kidding me?
And so Veronica said she goes to bed. She texts him. She doesn't hear back. She looks at his location. It looks like he's at the hospital. And he said, I've never seen so much blood. So I don't know if Isaac attacked someone or he beat up because he was pissed because Veronica called his girlfriend a slut, thinking it was Ethan's girlfriend.
Right. This male toxic dominant energy. I mean, why are you going to beat up your brother?
I don't know if he did or not. I feel like that was.
Well, you can see that Micah has marks on his face. Something went down, and it's all over this sex shaming, sexuality. Also Veronica claiming that Ethan's girlfriend supposedly is on OnlyFans. Right. Tegan. And Veronica is mad because she thinks Micah watched it.
She said, I have tea. Ethan's girlfriend has an OnlyFans. And so Micah went to look it up. And she was like, why are you doing that? You want to see her naked? Which is absurd.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be a normal reaction? Like, holy crap, let me see.
And also, I don't want to see my brother's girlfriend naked either. Like, what?
But I assume you just look to see, like, are they even on there? Like, you don't have to look at the content.
Right.
And then Victoria said to Micah, like, you're not even seeing her. You're not going to be in the same room with her. You're not like, well, then why'd you go to the wedding?
Why are you there at all? If you hate this entire family, why are you there?
Stay with the horses and the cows the whole time.
And pose for pictures.
She might be a plane.
With her dress.
Oh, yeah. I wore my Elsa dress because I'm free. Let it go. And maybe I'm a little bit frozen.
I wonder if they're going to bring her back next season.
It's interesting because it said they broke up, but the reason why will air on the show. No, they said it will. It will. So they won't say in the press yet why they broke up.
Well, we know why they break up. She's a total monster. I mean, she really, if you talk about toxic person of this week on the episode, it's her. She is horrible. I mean, definitely abusive to Micah, slut shaming those girls. Oh, did you see Lying? Like when she's like, nobody even says hello to me. And they go back in the edit and show all the people hugging her and saying hello.
The editing has immediate receipts. It's so good.
That was amazing. That's really good. Well, I'm excited to see what happens next week with this fight and where Lydia and Zach end up. You know, I know they talked about wanting to move to Colorado, and then she's like, no, I can't live that far from my family. But if you're going to Germany, you know, what's the diff? I don't know. So yeah, I'll give that award to Veronica.
I co-sign.
Okay. Anything you're looking forward to seeing on that show?
Oh my gosh. So much. 4 more episodes. I don't know. I might have to go back and like finish the season from the beginning. It's too good. Like, every episode I'm astonished by the things that I uncover about this family. It's pretty good.
Okay, so homework is to keep watching both shows. And then, you know, as the podcast kind of gets its groove and moves along, I'm going to start looking at some Netflix documentaries. I don't know if you watched Unknown Number.
Not yet.
Okay, that's a good one. And then upcoming shows for October, I'm so excited about. Bravo is launching Real Housewives of Rhode Island, which is supposed to be similar to Jersey, which I cannot wait. I cannot
even more
wait.
Italian, if that's
Definitely.
possible.
Yes, even more Italian mafia, if possible, and definitely going to cover that for sure. Anything else you think is a good thing to cover?
I don't know. The wife swap thing looks interesting. I can't quite figure out. It doesn't look like it's just a clean swap of housewives and husbands. It looks a little more like there might be other people involved. I don't know. That looks interesting.
Is that on Peacock? I haven't seen a preview for that. Oh, okay. And then you said there's the the Summer House spinoff. So do you think they filmed that this summer instead of filming Summer House?
No, because they showed them filming Summer House, and there were people who saw it on location, them filming. But the spinoff is supposed to be, because they, in the preview that I sent you, it's them, I can't believe we're leaving the house again. And then they show them back in the city, and then it's them in the city. So they're positioning it to be like post Hamptons fall.
Okay. I really don't need to see them in the Summer House again. Like I'm pretty much done with that, but I do want to see them in the city.
They're too old. And they tried the new youngins last season, and that just kind of didn't work.
Doesn't work. Well, cheers, Joanne. Thanks again. I'm so excited to finish this first episode and keep it going.
Can't wait to chat with you again. Right. Keep on it.
We'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Charmingly Toxic with me, your host, Denise Capurso. Be sure to like, subscribe, and pass on to your fellow reality TV junkies. You can connect with me on Instagram at Denise_support coach and on Facebook at Denise Capurso Counseling and Coaching. This podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. While I am a licensed therapist, I'm not diagnosing anyone for therapeutic purposes, and these are not my clients. Expect sarcasm, snark, and a few clinical insights woven in. I talk about toxic relationships, power dynamics, and emotional safety, but this is not therapy, treatment, or a substitute for professional care. If you're looking for support, please consult a qualified mental health provider. If you're here for validation, insight, and a little side eye, welcome.